Government is working on a project to add 78 megawatts of renewable energy to the national grid and another project to produce 380 megawatts of new baseload generation capacity. The objective? Getting energy costs down and diversifying the country's energy sources to help achieve strategic priority number 1, fiscal prudence and pursuit of a credible macroeconomic program.
The government has adopted a strategy which centers on diversifying our country's energy sources. This is where renewable energy has a big role to play, and this is why the government is now taking decisive steps to utilize homogeneous resources and natural assets as alternatives to imported fuel.
And by mid-2016, Jamaica is expected to start seeing a reduction in its purchasing of oil. This will be as a result of the 78 megawatt renewable project coming on stream. The $196 million project includes the construction of 1 solar and 2 wind energy plants. With Blue Mountain Renewables in St. Elizabeth to provide 34 megawatts to the national grid, the reduction in oil importation for the country is estimated between 250,000 and 300,000 barrels per day. Additional savings is expected from expansion of the Wigton wind farm. Approximately $214 million Jamaican dollars will be saved as oil purchase will be reduced by more than 37,000 barrels per year. A similar trend is expected from the solar plant to be constructed in Clarendon as government pursues its target of producing 20% of the country's energy from renewables by 2030.
We believe that we can expand that ambition very shortly to 30%, but the initial ambition is to achieve 20%.
In the meantime, several jobs are being created, more homes and businesses are connecting to the grid, and the flow of commercial activity is increasing, all contributing to growth.
The Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining is committed to creating jobs, attracting investment, and providing economic opportunities for Jamaicans.
Already 125 jobs have been activated following groundbreaking for construction of the Wigton 24 megawatt plant. Blue Mountain Renewables followed suit on February 25 and will make 215 jobs available during construction, with employment of a similar number upon completion of its project.
It makes sense to do the investment. And so, in relation to renewables, we're on a path and there's no turning back.
As it moves to create a credible macroeconomic program, government is also pushing to have new energy-efficient gas power plants built on the island. $15 million is being spent to convert the Jamaica Public Service Company's Bogue plant feedstock from automotive diesel oil to gas.
Bogue currently uses very expensive automotive diesel oil. That's what goes to the burners to drive the engines. When we did the analysis on the cost of the heavy fuel as against the cost of gas, it was a low-hanging fruit to immediately bring some benefits to the consumer. Because the conversion from fuel oil to gas made it very, very important and useful to lower the cost to the consumer.
Conversion is to be completed by the end of 2015. Alongside this, JPS is to replace 292 megawatts of obsolete equipment at its Old Harbour plant by constructing a 190 megawatt gas turbine cogeneration plant at the same location.
These are very critical because we have 292 megawatts of obsolete capacity which will begin to drop out of the grid in a couple of years, by 2017, and we have no plan to not achieve our objective, because otherwise we think it could be quite devastating for the economy.
And a second gas turbine cogeneration plant is to be constructed, this time by Alpart, to provide an additional 140 megawatts to the grid. The agreed power tariff by Alpart is for not more than 12.99 US cents per kilowatt hour, while JPS has agreed to 12.89 US cents per kilowatt hour.
We are
the final price to the consumer.
We are still aiming on that benchmark, 30% reduction, and we're expecting that instead of the 40 cents, US 40 cents that it was costing, it will be more down in the range of somewhere between 26 to 27 cents. That's what we are expecting. And these prices will achieve that. That's our target for 2018.
The combined 330 megawatts to the national grid by JPSCO and Alpart is part of the 380 megawatt new baseload electricity supply for the country, which was approved by Cabinet in January. Work is scheduled to begin this year. The project's mandate is to improve efficiency of power plants with new equipment and reduce the cost of fuel by using gas instead of heavy fuel oil. The project will also facilitate business operation as Alpart will use steam from its cogeneration plant to facilitate bauxite production. So the government is actively pursuing programs to reduce energy costs in Jamaica. The end result is to boost production, reduce the cost of products on the market, and drive economic growth.